Good evening, team. Aloha, xin chào. This is the first week that we um changing our champion Zoom to 7 p.m. California time. And I think more than half of our team probably did not get the notice because there are people that consistently on every Monday, but they're not here. So we send out the notice early this morning, but I guess some are working and they didn't get it. But welcome, welcome. I am excited because normally I would be finishing the Zoom. We have our Zoom on Monday because the MC was scheduled on 6 p.m. California time, and then when she found out last minute she couldn't be MC tonight. But I don't mind because I am always many of you on the Zoom here today, you already know who I am, and so I don't need to officially. Hello, Sylvia. I love Sylvia. I love her. And let me see here. Let me see. Hola, hola. I see that we have Lorene. Yes. Okay, Lorene Talofa. And so this is the first time I be MC. It doesn't matter because tonight, Leadership Edge, that I have a lot of important things to share with you. And Anim Dolores, from our Micronesian team. And let me see here. Okay. Thank you, team. How's your weekend? How's your weekend, team? On Sunday, all I can tell is I watch a and my heart just filled with courage, even more courage and bold, to really go out there and share, the vision and the mission of New Skin, to know that, the word freedom truly just, constantly remind me, taking me back to 30 years ago when I joined network marketing, that for freedom, our family came here, 46 years ago, and for freedom, I love that word 30 years ago because I fell in love with network marketing. I see this is where, the American dream can become alive, that, we can decide, our dream. Of course, giving, we have to find the right vehicle, right, to help us fulfill our dream. But I just fell in love with the network marketing concept. Even at the age of 2020, I can't see myself if I work as a nurse for 40 years, and would I able to retire my mom and dad, and to look back, would I able to live the life that, we're blessed with in the last, for me personally, in 30 years, 17 years with New Skin, because of the principle of network marketing, the principle of, freedom that you can, achieve, the extraordinary. And this vehicle, especially with New Skin, that can allow anybody, we don't care, you're from Mexico, you're from, Guam, you're from Chuuk, you're from Samoa, you're from Vietnam, it doesn't matter. And I just every day that I just thank God that it took me 13 years to find New Skin. This morning I was on a Zoom with like 6 businessmen from India, and I'm again, I just felt like, you know, to be in a position to be with a company that eventually will allow me to travel to India for the first time. 2 weeks from now we'll be in India. I mean, imagine that, right? And so today, Leadership Edge, so just so you know, we'll have the flight coming out from Monday to Thursday. We will have our team Zoom every 7 p.m. California time because, to me, I believe that in the days to come, California will be the gold mine, the gold rush California, that we're gonna start, really building, strong team from California. And from there, we're gonna, satellite leader to many different, states, to many different country. I start my career in California. I start my career in Northern California, the Bay Area, San Jose, and then I go back and forth from San Jose to Orange County, San Jose to Orange County, and start to build the leadership team. And I felt like even in the last 5 years, we moved here to Utah, but my site is focused on California, and I want to make sure that the time that is really in my network marketing career, I found out California is at the time that idea for people to hop on Zoom is 7 p.m. From all the live event that I do in the evening in the last 30 years is 7 p.m. And I know for years on our champion Zoom, we do, 7 p.m. here in Utah because I was in Utah, in Utah. But I realized that if we're going to get more attendees, especially our leadership team growing, majority right now, is in California. And so I want to, give a better opportunity, a better timing for our leadership team in California to, plug in. So I truly believe this is a great move, and we want this Zoom, for all team, for our Latino team, our Micronesian team, our Pacific Islander team, and even some of our Vietnamese. Sometime I have to like go back and forth. I mean, I'm on the, our Zoom, and then I have to hop on which is 8 8 p.m. my time for our Vietnamese Zoom, supporting my other Vietnamese team. But now they move into the morning, but instead of evening. So that give me, um, knowing that it's 8 p.m. that is open. So that's why I move it to 8 p.m. because we no longer host and do the Zoom, the Vietnamese Zoom at 8 p.m. We move that in early morning. And so that's why this came about. And, I know it's short notice. I just, really thought about it and felt like, when should I execute it? And I just feel like this would be the right time. And, please spend the first few minutes, text and send it to your team because we have important message today, on leadership edges. I want to able to use this call to really kind of do that locker room talk. And we do want to spotlight a few leaders that's, moving and shaking and to hear, their insight, what made their team grow, what is it they do different this time around. And also, we want to let everybody know the updates and things, happening right now. For me, I'm, it's been a, oh, sorry, team. Let me see. Okay. Right there. Can you see me okay? Let me make sure I am all right. Okay, team. But again, just in case you knew, I'm Terry too, but I feel like I know many of you on the Zoom here today. And so it's important, team, get your people, get in the habit of, plugging in, 7 p.m. Yeah, I believe in California, there's no skis. The kid came home around 3, 4. We take care of them, right? And then 7 o'clock should be perfect. I am right now 8 p.m. Right after Zoom, I'm hopping straight to my boys' room and pray with them and put them to bed. Okay, and so yeah, I want to stress this with all of you. Every presentation, my Indian presentation early this morning, same thing. The best time to join a company is when they open a new market or new products team, and because of this, I didn't even saw this quote from Forbes magazine, 17 years ago when I joined Nu Skin. But I knew when I was sitting in that convention in Anaheim, January 2009, when they launched the ageLOC technology, I read the website, a week before showing up to the kickoff. And I saw the website that at this convention, they're going to launch the ageLOC, and they talk about ageLOC, genetic, helping people reset their age, help them, resetting, help their gene become more young. And so I was reading, and they were predicting, the stock will, go up. And during that time, Forbes magazine was saying, Nu Skin is the top 10 stock you want to buy to ride out the recession. Because I read that article on Nu Skin website, 16 years, 17 years ago. And with that, when they talk about stock will go, Nu Skin, the stock will goes up. They're launching ageLOC. And, so when I saw this quote a month ago, from our CEO, Ryan Opirsky. And I'm like, wow, I literally joined the company when they were launching, new products, and they were talking about, launching Vietnam market. So that was double whammy for me, launching Vietnam. They didn't say they do it. They say, we want, this is the next market we want to open is Vietnam, and then ageLOC. And so I'm here today, today to tell you history will repeat itself, but this time is even bigger, team. Ben and I this morning we were talking, we probably have to allocate some up, and by no mean I'm telling you to I'm not recommend you buy stock, but Ben and I were like, let's figure a way we can relocate some of our money into Nu Skin stock, because literally a month ago it was at like $7 and now it went up to double, and all I can tell you is like 16 years ago, Nu Skin stock was $7. And then it went up to $70 after we launched the age-lock technology, for a few months. And and so I'm by no means don't say Terry told me and I'm lose money. Hey, past performance does not guarantee future result. Okay, that's based on stock. But I'm here to tell you it's an exciting time, team. But what we're launching with the Prism IO, with the India market is gonna be even bigger, bigger. I'm here to, tell you, we're not gonna beg you, but we're just gonna tell you, it's gonna happen. And September is the month that you really want to refocus and really remind yourself, what is it that why you join Nu Skin, and so you can refocus, and really take advantage, in the next, probably 14 days, right? And then move into October, with a lot of, amazing event that's going to help you seal and help you carry the momentum, into November, into December, because when November start rolling around, people gonna start to get in la la land. When November rolls around, most people almost felt like, you know what, I'm gonna wait until next year, right? They're in holiday mode, and that's when we talk about, the teen killing. People start finding excuses. I'm busy with Thanksgiving, and then December. Uh, Only in November, December, that's when you really see who's your warrior, who's the leader that gonna, band with you going into 2020, 2026 team. And so, but this is the time that you want to get your people realigned back into, the team, into the momentum that we're gonna have, as Nu Skin, preparing. I know you hear this so many times already, about the Prism IO, but I don't know that how historic we're on making history right now with the Prism IO. I don't know if this is the dream of an entrepreneur, a dream of an innovator, to be at the beginning, before something big is launching, as you can see, the next billion-dollar opportunity. And when's the last time in our life that we get to participate in a billion-dollar, opportunity? Think about that. Just think about that. When's the last time that you're part of, an event or part of a company or an opportunity, that's gonna, change so many people's lives. You get here over and over, being at the right place and the right time. But most important is take action. And to me, I learned success is all about, preparation. Preparation equal opportunity or equal success. Preparation, are you prepared? Or you prepare with an army, or by the time we launch Prism IO in January 2026, first quarter, and then going into critical mass where everybody, can buy, the Prism in 2027. And that time is still, you're in it, you have an army of me, myself, and I, then you miss the moment. You miss, you don't have to be smart, team. I've learned, in this industry that, how high your IQ has nothing to do with your success here, in network marketing, especially to be a part of a company that continuously innovate, continuously, coming out with new technology that creates a whole new opportunity for us. I mean, to me, many times, coming from, 13 years, doing everything right, learning eventually after 4 or 5 years, knowing how to recruit, how to build a team, how to open market, learn all of that, but being aligning with the wrong company, I have to start over like twice. I can't say it was wrong. I've learned a lot. Yes, I achieve a lot, but I wish it was Nu Skin. I wish Nu Skin that I joined Nu Skin in 1994, right? Then I'd be like already 30 years in this industry. But again, everything happened for a reason. Everything you've gone through in your life, from all the headaches to everything you've gone through to have, certain leaders that you trust and they're lying and they're no longer here. Everything happened for a reason, right? But I'm here to tell you right now, in the next 6 months, in the next year, there's no more excuse. There's no more excuse that I'm not successful in Nu Skin because so and so. There's no more excuse because you are here right now. Hear me saying this, that we're launching a $1 billion, opportunity right now, that you can. I mean, Nu Skin is truly, they want to create the greatest business story, of all time. And they're throwing out all these incentives that I haven't seen for years. I mean, between now to the end of the month, you can still sign someone up and help them, not only help them go and acquire 500. No, I mean, they need these products. We have package that they can immediately, they don't or buy under their code, once they sign up, have them, sign up their spouse or their children and order the $500, under that account. Then that would be, a qualified, it would consider as a, a qualified, affiliate that you can get $75, right? $75 quick start, bonus. This is beside, referring bonus. This is beside your selling bonus. Okay. This is a quick start bonus. You can qualify for two, right? Two, they say here, earn max, uh, 525 quick start bonus max 575, meaning you can sign up 3 people, 5 people, this month and earn the bonus 75. I mean, 525, that could be like, I believe, let's see, 525 divided by 75. So that's like 7. Wow. And you know what? You know, you don't know, but between now and the end of the month, let me see how many, champion in our team, qualify. Maybe, we throw in another like $25, so you get 100. Right? You get like that? What if you get one, BA affiliate, qualified affiliate, right? And the Nu Skin give you 75, we throw in another $25. You guys okay with that? So you have $100. So we haven't been giving out cash. And so I want to hear, I want to hear on the chat. Let me see on the chat. Yeah, okay, so would you guys like that? Besides 75, Ben and myself and Ben would throw in another $25, okay? And so that means you have 100, right? And if you have like 7, maximum out 7, you go crazy. You go crazy. I heard of Ashley William, Eileen William daughters, and she, for the first few years, in her career, she just dragged out her success. I mean, she literally dragged it out, until, she say that, I am so sick and tired of letting watching everybody's success. I remember when I opened my Orange County office, and I remember Ashley calling me, Terry, I'm driving down from San Diego, that I'm gonna, have a guest, so if my guests come up before I, show up before I do because traffic, can you take care of my guests? I'm like, sure, no problem, you know. And I was praying, like, oh my God, please let her guest shows up because she's driving with traffic from San Diego to Orange County. That's like 2 hours. But guess what? When she show up, her guest didn't show up, and I felt so bad. But I, tried to cheer up. I said, yeah, actually, these things happen. But you know what? 5 years ago, 5 years ago, when she, after 8 years in the business, Clara, a similar story, right? After 8 years, she just felt like, you know what? You know, either I'm gonna quit this business and saying, you know what, just like my mom, you know, was gonna quit Nu Skin so many times, And when she went to her headstone, she has a vision. If she walked to her headstone and she saw one headstone, it's like, here lies someone who give up. And then the other one, here's, lies someone who was scared, who was fearful, but she did it anyway. And it has made all the difference in her life. And so that defining moment, 6 years ago, Ashley said, you know what? I'm going to quit. Either I'm going to quit, yeah, and see the same vision my mom see is like, here lies someone who give up on their dream, or I just gotta go forward. And she told her mom, I wouldn't, in the next 30 days, I'm gonna work as hard as I ever did done. And Lily, I believe she signed up like 12 frontline people. She have never done that. Sign up like 12 frontline. Of course, you have to talk to like 70, 80 people to get, 12 people sign up. But because of those 12 people, it creates such a momentum for her, and it literally lift off her business. And she went like, from BR, she was demoted executive to become an emerald in 30 days and to be a blue diamond in 12 months, because she really, what we call is, collapse, she really collapsed activity. And, she like, it's just like, she just did everything, kind of put all her energy, in that 1 month, that really made a difference for her. Now, I literally heard that story like a month ago when I was, in the same meeting with Ashley and Eileen. And so I'm like, wow, so that was a trick, right? And so same thing, you can decide, take advantage of this quick start and helping someone in your team. If someone said, you know what, I need to make $300, the holiday coming, I need to make $500. How about you go all out and help them? How about you say, you know what, if you're ready, I do one-on-one for you. I do a three-way for you. Sometime in this business, sometimes we wait for someone to do it for us. But leaders, I know we have Lorene on here, we have Clara, we have some of the leader that been around for a while. But you know what it takes, to help your people. Michelle, you've been around, you know how to help your people. Tamilia, same thing. You guys know how to do one-on-one. Your new people are scared. Yeah, and don't say the, oh, Tuesday we have a BB. I just signed up someone new. Ben and I, frontline to us. He will be BR next month as an Indian. I mean, we're around the clock. I mean, Terry, Ben, I got someone in New York. Great. I have someone in India. Great. I have someone in. I mean, we're around the clock with him because we want him, to help him get to BR before India open in November, right? And so, as you can see there, this is a bonus, okay? I mean, you can visualize, I mean, go through four, right? Four, and then you do that, you become executive. And that person, will become executive, in this month, right? And on top of that, they get a free ticket to, to live convention, right? And then you get an extra free ticket. And if you already bought your ticket, right, Tamila, if you don't have your ticket, help someone this month, LOI, uh, so not only you get the quick start bonus, you get the convention ticket, and then you also, help someone move up, and then I believe that there's also product package that they can qualify for free if they do certain, I believe at least, 500 production too. So there's like 3 different incentive happening, right now this month. Okay. So as you can see there, you do that, that's additional quick start bonus 300. That's like almost including my $100, it's $25 for each one from Ben and I. So that's another $100 there, almost $700. Think about that. If you visualize seeing this picture right now and you commit to that, that's an extra $600 into your paycheck coming in November. Okay, team. And on top of that, you get to, to pick up your Prism IO. You get to buy the Prism IO. See, you got to become a BR to receive, to able to buy, that in December. Think about that, that you can use that to scan. Many of you waiting for your leader to bring the scanner, by being BR and get back to BR this month, you get to pick up your, you get to buy your Prism IO, in December, instead of waiting, to January or February. You can use that to go crazy and creating more, production on December, right? And so team, these are some of the updates and stuff like that. If you need a lot of the, missing training card from the company, you take a picture of this and scan it, okay? And so as you can see, new skin, India, even, well, just to show you, even now, I'm going crazy with, doing a lot of one-on-one. I'm going back, because I felt like, sometime, we cannot sit and wait for our people. Being where I am, I'm zoned into whoever really want to work. I cannot recruit for you. I cannot go and do it for you. You got to meet me halfway. You got to bring in, and sometimes what we found out is our people just waiting for us to see what we do, right? And I always believe that, through my career, the one secret that I learned and helped me build big team is, understanding big events, bringing people to big events. I always set a goal, 10, 25, 50, 100 people in our team. And if you're just starting out, you set a goal, three, I'm going to have 3 people at next big event. I have 10 people at next big event, because that's really determine your success. Because when you have leader coming to big event, first, it shows their commitment. That they, hopping on a Zoom like this, there's no real commitment. Some of you even hop on and you're probably like cooking, you're probably watching TV at the same time. How focused are you? But when someone commit, getting, organizing their life, and getting a ticket, drive or fly, come to event, that shows commitment. When you move into the new year, sometimes you just gotta know who's your real general, who are running along with you. Not when it's convenience. When you built this business waiting for people, they do it when they feel it's convenience. No, I want to find people who's commit to do it, because honestly, personally, I've been telling you, got 5 years. Of course, I would never retire with new skin, but to do call like this, to do one-on-one, to do like, Indian presentation right now, and going out, we're committing going to, I spoke with Kathy, a fierce leader in Bakerfield, and Clara, 2 days ago, coming out to October, 18, of course, 18 to Bakerfield. And well, we likely, on the 16th, we'll likely be in Orange County. I mean, to rearrange, my family life to fly out to Orange County and then to Bakerfield. I mean, but I won't be doing that 5 years from now. I probably, you'll be seeing me at big live events, team. But our team, we have always built, you know, big team, because we stress the importance of people coming to event. This is our team in Vietnam. It's not just a regular meeting. This meeting, these are the people that paid $200, 175 to go to OTG Success Olympic in Vietnam. OTG Success, well, here we call it Success Summit. It's called Success Olympic in Vietnam. Look at how many people in our team pay $175, you know, to come to show up to a Success Summit in OTG. Right? And our team was big. We built over, 15 Team Elite in Vietnam, because we knew they understand the importance of event. They're making $300 to $500 a month, and they always spending 175 for a ticket. And on top of, like, they have to come into Nha Trang, which is, a lot of our leader has to, they have to, if they ride a Greyhound bus, it's like over 8 hours overnight. And if they fly in, that's another $100. And then the hotel. So that they spend at least, $500 to go on Success, Olympic, and so this is not just a free meeting. We did this event, at a breakout session at the event, at the Success Summit. We blocked the ballroom. And so our team are big, and the leader that become Team Elite, top builder, they always, they set a goal, 20 people to Success Summit, 50 people, right? Same thing with our Pacific Islander, or Micronesian. When the leader understand, we change life. People make life changing decision at big event. That's when we explode, from 10 people to 25 people to 50 people. If you look at, your team, and if it's shrinking, then because when is the last time your leader go to big event, right? And right now, I hear somewhere later, I'm gonna bring up Clara right here to share about, I see momentum happening in this team because the leader or start committing to events. This is the first time ever the company's doing a special Latino events. Personally, I'm gonna be here October 8th. It's here 8, 9, and 10. Here in Utah, and I'm already planning the agenda with Clara. OTG gonna have a breakout for Latino as well. And we're gonna have a special meet and greet and dinner here at my home, for our Latino team. You can see Clara right there in the back. She just sent me this, and then 2 weeks later, but in between, when the Latino come back, I know that. Clara said, I already have committed 10, 15 people going, Terry. And so my goal is 20 people. Okay. And so right after Latino, I'm going down to Orange County, and then I'm coming back, for October 22nd, 24th. Guys, I'm not single. I got 4 kids, but that's how I'm committed to your success. The most important is, are you committed, right? And then, we have our, breakout session. We just went over the agenda, guys. This breakout session will really help you zone in, walk away instead of just excited and don't know what to do next. You get to hear from each leader talk about what you need to do next, coming back home, because the money that you invest in, coming to OTG, live event, because Nu Skin will show you a lot of exciting things happening. I felt like this October live is like, the kickoff that I experienced in 2009. This will be a turning point. I truly believe that, in the last week, that word turning points, to me, it could be a turning point in your life. I truly believe that these events will be a turning point in your career, that there will be a shift, and you'll be more bold, you'll be more courageous about what you have at your hand with Nu Skin. And I just feel like I'm so on fire that sometimes that's what it takes, for people to follow you, for people to see that, I mean, there's a saying we always say, nobody want to follow, a slow, disillusioned leader who just like come along, to go along team. You got to be bold, for people to feel like, there's a saying that we learn in financial. So set yourself on fire. And when people come and watch you burn, recruit them, bring them into the business. Of course, we don't guarantee success for everyone, but, you know, yeah, recruit them all and let the system and let God sort them out, right? You know, I mean, I just feel like there's so much things that happening. The funny thing is like, success is about showing up. There are morning that I have to wake up at 7 o'clock to do, a small meeting, for, my group of leader in Vietnam, because, I could have like, 7 o'clock, this man, I gotta wake up at 6. And, I just went to bed at 2, and but the moment I show up and present and share the vision, and I got off, I'm like, I'm not going back to sleep. I'm so excited, you know? And that's how it is. Just commit yourself to show up, commit yourself to pick up that phone, and invite the next person, pick up and follow up on that lead, right? You got to just do it. Success is about just, you know, show up and do it, right? For me, I'm just so excited by so many things happening, the launch in Nu Skin, pre-launch, and I'm like, even Ben and we're like, we kept on moving on Indian time because pre-launch is November 1st. I'm already seeing myself being there a week before November, right? Right after the live convention, I'm jetting straight to India. And then I just found out, right? I found out that they won't do the multi-city tour into the 14, right? So the launch is the first. So I can't afford to be at not afford, but I can't be in India for almost 3 weeks. Right. And so again, this morning we have leaders that's like, Terry, Ben, when are you going to be there? We have leader here in Utah want to fly with us, to India. Right. But you know what? It's fun. For me, I'm like, okay, all right, let's figure a flight again. Right. But a lot of exciting things happening. This here just happened on Sunday. As you guys know, I don't work on Sunday. The first thing we're like, this leader, say, Terry, I have the guy from New York here, and he has this guy, from India, and then this guy, another top, businessman in India. And so 9 in the morning on Sunday, I'm like, we don't work, but we go church at 11. And so, okay, exception, once, but we got out, and Ben and I got off, and we're like, wow, especially this gentleman here, he was so laser focused, and he was so, I mean, I feel he's the best Indian prospect that I've ever talked to, right? And just because first we say, we told, Zam, no, we can't do the presentation on Sunday because we're, the day for the Lord and family. But then he said, oh, because he, it's nighttime, over in India. And this guy is like, he edify, and we're like, okay. And then guess what? Again, show up. We show up. We decide to take the appointment, and it made a big difference. All right. And hey, guys, only those who serious. Okay. If you serious about getting a piece of the Indian market, we have tools, we have flyer that we just, finish, and we'll share with you. Okay. And we probably have our system put your name on here, right? To have something to show. Okay. If you're interested in India and serious, and if you're serious about having a piece of India, you gotta get India in Orange County, India in Utah right now. Okay. Because you cannot recruit in India if you don't have an India dual citizen, in this the country that we are approved. Okay. And so at this point, I do want to bring up, the last 10-15 minutes here, Clara, someone that I can say in the last year, really working closely with her. But I just feel, her commitment, I, I don't do all the work for Clara. She just continues to be out there. And the only thing I ask of her is, Clara, if you're serious about going back, being a team lead, being the team lead for your community, I need you to commit, be, at TU every month, whether you have people or not, because it's not so much. I've learned in my career that I don't show up, if when I have people, then yes, I need the event. But when I don't have people, then the event need me. What does that mean? And plus I need the event more because I want to learn me. If I don't have people going, then obviously, my team is not growing. And so I want to go to be recharged for me, to reignite that dream and to help me drill for skill and drill for will, that I can come back and fully charged to go back out there and battle with my people, to go back home and share them the vision. Because when there's no vision, people perish. When there's no vision, small problem that people go through this business become big problem, right? And so she commit. I mean, obviously, there's 3 times out of last year. She texted me, Terry, 2 of my people bail out. Terry, 3 of my people bail out. And every time that happened, I'm like, okay, let's see if Clara gonna text me back, say, so Terry, I think I'm gonna stay home. But she didn't. She didn't. She didn't say, I'm gonna stay home. She's committed to show up. And I know when she show up, I can feel the fire in her. It's almost like, first of all, she felt glad that she showed up. Uh, she showed up, even though she didn't, her people bail out, but she show up, and I watch her, getting the information, and I can see that laser, in her eyes. Instead of she focused on the people that didn't show up, she's like, Terry, I am so happy that I'm here. And those are the time when her people didn't show up, but she show up, and she's just like, I am so happy I show up. And I'm pretty sure, she feel that she glad to show up. And then I knew when she come back home what kind of things will happen to her team. And exactly, I look at the number, I see volume, I see your new people sign up. And she told me so and so got promoted, so and so LOI. And I truly believe that's the secret of her as a leader committing to what she say, and then she continue to do the things she needs to do. The only way we get paid in this business is to connecting people to the product and connecting people to the business. And she did consistently in the last year, to move up, and just coming back from, Success Summit, and not Success Summit, Success Trip in Riviera Maya. And so I want to bring up, guys, help me bring up, Blue Diamond, Clara, really leading the way for our Latino team right now. So team, give Clara a hand, okay? And so let me bring up this champion, in the last, I mean, so much excitement happening in Claire, and we're gonna, a few days ago, I'm on the phone with Clara, and also with her leaders hosting, want to host a big event, with the at the same event we did in Orange County, okay, um, for Bakerfield, and I'm like, Bakerfield is only 2 hours from Orange County, and I can visualize that, and her leaders say, "Hey, we're going to pack the room, we're set goal for, 60, 70 people." And the first question I asked Clara is, "Kathy, are you going to event?" And it's almost like, yeah, music to my ear is when someone say, "I'm going to event." To me, that's all it matter, because I love these leader, and I love you all on the Zoom. If you don't go event, I can't see you be around for the next 6 months. Okay. So Clara, please, share your name and, you know, who you are, and then I have some question for you to ask you, so the leader can learn on this leadership edge Zoom tonight.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Terry. Thank you very much for the introduction. My name, as you said, is Clara Bryhope. I'm from Mexico, but I've been living in the United States for 17 years. And I'm extremely happy that I got introduced to this amazing opportunity by Tammy, one of my best friends in the United States. She's from Vietnam. So she introduced me about this opportunity 10 years ago. I was very skeptical, but she never quit and invite me to the company. So I went to the company, and when I went to the company, I took the decision to quit my job and get all into Nu Skin, even though I didn't know anything about network marketing because I never was in a company like this. But when I hear all the things that they said, that I can have the choice of the freedom to have to spend the time with the people that I love. At that moment, I had twins, and they were 2 years old, and my dream was to be a present mom, and that was my drive at that moment. Right now, my drive is, now they're older and they are extremely independent. I'm so proud of them. But now I have a team to build, and a goal to make, that is to become a team elite, and also help the Latin community in all the world. And right now that I just came back from Riviera Maya, I got all the energy, all my vision is stronger. Everything grow in that success trip. So that's me. Thank you, Terry.
Well, in this business, we'll always say, when you feel good, you do good, right? Okay. And so you constantly, commit yourself to places to make you feel good and stretch your vision. And I remember you told me, Terry, it's not about the success trip, because you've gone to many success trip with Nu Skin through the years, but to know that you be there to get your vision stretched, and to let your team know that, hey, you can continue to fight, you continue to achieve the goal, because it's hard for us to get our people, because it's almost like, when we lead or we don't move up, we're kind of like stay there, and it's like the funnel get kind of like plug up, right? And the rest of the teams that my leader didn't go success trip, so it's okay for me not to go. But I know right now, since you came back and you share with your team, and how many leaders are committing, they tell you, Clara, I'm coming to your Madrid.
Is Gigi. Gigi is committed 100%, and also Erica from Mexico. She wants to go to Madrid as well. So they are two right now. They are all in.
And how many told you I want to work toward that goal?
Um, Martita wants to go
Yeah.
to the success trip, and it's more of team, like 5 people. They wants to go to the trip.
Yes. And so I think you the last time we talked, you're like you got 10 people,
Yes.
but one that, say it and the one that been doing to work toward it. And those are the individuals that you've been mentioning that they are working toward that. So same thing here, team. In this call, any of you can go to Madrid, and I truly believe Madrid will be the biggest, success trip this company have ever hosted. And I truly believe that will be, the boiling points, to really rise up the company. And so, you've been around for a few years, Clara, going on 9 years, and you know, I know you have your up and you have your down, you know. I see leader does that. I see leaders like they got like spotlight and then they start making 10, 20, 30,000, and sometimes it's like wow, like they're like, like superstar. And then, things happen, right? That they, gotta things crumble, because sometimes we forget, or sometimes we, you know, well, I learned this from my leader. In this business, sometimes we get success is so fast. I mean, sometimes the money that we make, once we, the money start rolling in, you're like, is this real? And then you're just off spending. Most young individual that join network marketing and end up making big money, majority, what we call is they get into the stardom, the superstar stardom. They totally like they start go spending money, they start buying, LV, they start like shopaholic because they feel like, but then and then they end up with tax problem, and their families are, oh my God, look at the show off. And then they start losing in reality, right? And then I went through it. I bought a Mercedes cash, but of course, this is after I take care of my mom and dad. I've never seen myself as a, a show off, but I see it happen. And then, the business went down, and then some never recover. Some, and they just start like, maybe now it's like, I guess it's not what it meant to be, but it's not that the business didn't work anymore. It's just, we all, just like any business out there, they grow, and then, the market hit, and then, or things happen. But for you, you experienced that a few times, right? How did you, for you, um, have you thought about quitting, or when you from Blue Diamond, and I'm pretty sure you went back down to Ruby? I mean, when that happened, do you feel, I want you to share with some of the leaders here, because when things like that happen, I pray for the leader to know that, hey, in network marketing, you got to build it 3 times. That's the law in network marketing. You build it 3 times. You build it up, it crumble. You build it up, it crumble. The third time you build, that's where it's real. So when you went through that, Clara, I wasn't around, because you have so many leader above you. But somewhere in your heart, have you ever feel like, oh, I guess this thing doesn't work anymore? I go back to my job. Has that ever happened to you? And if it did, what kept you going? What kept you stay to this point where I feel you're moving, you're building solid right now?
um, that never been on my head to quit New Skin. Never, because I'm very determined with my decisions. But I was very down and very. I feel very hopeless when my team on 2023 they called me to say that they are moving. They are all going to another company because they start, and then I was very like, what, like, you guys introduce, I work with you guys for so many years and you tell me this. I feel extremely like alone, like I like a orphan, like oh my, my, they are leaving me alone. And at that time I went to the company because I already have a October convention. And I remember very well, I drove by night because my team can, most of them they work, so they cannot go on during the day. So it was the longest night. But when I get there, I remember all the corporate, they were very they're ready for us, they welcome us, and all Latin people welcome us. And also, um I saw you, I saw you, and you grabbed me and you said, "Hey, Clara, I'm your upline," and you introduced yourself. Of course, I remember you, but I haven't the connection with you. And when you told me that, that makes me feel so happy. Like, oh, finally, I have my mentor. I found I got my direction, and also something that I always ask to my other team is a system. I said, guys, we cannot be changing system every single time that we get together and do so. We need to be created in this business, but not with the system. The system always needs to be the same. If no, this is not working, and that didn't work for me. So, and when I I found you, Terry, it was um it was it was in the right moment. I don't regret all the other years because I grow as well as a person, and I learn a lot. But when I met you, I was able to committed with you because you told me, Clara, if you want to work with me, you need to come every single month to the company. And at the beginning, I was very shocked because I didn't expect that. I'm like, how am I gonna be here every single month? And then I said, okay. I talked to my husband. He supports me 100%. I said, okay. So I went for the whole year. I remember the whole year I was there with you, always inviting, always bringing people. But it was some months that they said oh, I'm gonna go, and then at the last minute they said no, and I was so so. But I took the decision to go, to still going to the company, and that's what is helping me to grow. And this is this I feel it in my heart. This is my time. This is what my team needs, and that's what I need, especially me, Terry.
Yes. And well, a team, just so you know, I know Clara, when she first joined, she showed up to my grand opening office in Orange County. But I noticed her right away. And since then I prayed because I always respect my leader because there was like 7, 8 team elite $1 million circle in between me and Clara. But even though I always share with you guys, it doesn't matter how many level they're under you, you treat them. I mean, if in between, if there's like diamond, emerald, then definitely, from day one, Clara would probably be working with me already. But out of respect for all these team elite, so I'm like great grandmom to Clara. But when I knew what happened, I knew, the chaos that happened in my Vietnamese team, and I follow you all the time. I'm excited when I saw you, in Mexico. I'm excited when I saw you post, so and so move up, and I'm like, oh, I always pray that she's in the business. And here I'm here to tell you, you should never feel alone. And if you ever feel like you're alone, and reach out. And there's a saying, when the student are ready, the teacher appear. And I just felt like I just need to come and let her know. It doesn't matter who go on your upline, I'm here because I choose Nu Skin as my last, company. And I'm here to tell you, if you're on the Zoom here today, it doesn't matter who's your upline that they're gonna leave, okay? That I'm still here. I'm forever here. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. And Nu Skin changed our life. We just earned, surpassed $10 million circle. And we soon to, focus on the biggest market, Latino, English, Pacific Islander. I mean, you guys, uh, just so you know, Vietnamese is a huge market, but we know we went through saturation after 15 years. If I talk to 10 Vietnamese, 9 say, oh, I heard of Nu Skin, right? But now, if I talk to 10 Latino, maybe 10 don't heard. G, the girl that, I went to renew my license, she collect my money. She from Peru. She live here in Utah. G, I get to know her right after I leave. I said, you heard of Nu Skin? She said, Nu Skin, is that building Provo? I walk by that, but I don't know what it is. I'm like, okay. I mean, like, there's so many people don't know Nu Skin. Okay, so she's gonna sign up this week. I did BB with her, but again, guys, there's other markets so untapped. And so here, Clara, you know, knowing that everything you've gone through, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. But right now, I truly believe big things are happening, and I can see it in your team. I see, Alida, right? Yeah, Alida, hola, ¿cómo está? On with, even though she hasn't gone to the company, but she's like, I'm working with Kathy. We're gonna pack the room in Bakerfield, Terry, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for Alida to show up to New Skin, right? She show up to our Orange County Expo, and I can feel that she see the vision, right? And that's why you see that Alida, CEO. She will be the CEO. And you have great leaders, and I have Lorene here. I mean, like, team, I have leaders that you guys gone through enough. Many of you here, including Tamilia, Michelle, you guys gone through, the tornado, okay, the typhoon. But you're gonna come out stronger and be like, Clara, commit to it because people need you. They can only just look at to Terry showing up. You have to show up, because when you show up, your people show up. And even if they don't show up, you show up for them, because they need your leadership. They need your courage. They need you coming back, being the shield, that you're wearing the bulletproof, going out there, do one-on-one for them. You wear the bulletproof, and if their friends and prospect, giving all the negative objection, that you, it's like, nope, I don't care what you have to say. New Skin is the way, right? And so you have, and I cannot do that for you. I wish I could. I wish there's 100, Terry two coming out, showing people, showing your friends, your family. But now I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you, Clara, Lorene, Michelle, Gigi, I'm counting on Tamilia. I'm counting on you guys rise up, because I know, things that you went through. So the last thing for you, Clara, what can you tell the team here? Because of all the last year, I mean, I see that you are so consistent. That's the key in this business. You're really consistent to do your end, to lead your people. And so when they come, or they hear me speak, or they show up here, then I elevate them. I kind of, give them more sunshine. But I cannot do that if you didn't consistent continue to go out there. Really, you because I somewhere I just felt like I got to do this, to make Terry proud, because she, and I think, to me, when I first built this business, I did the same thing because someone cared enough about me. I wasn't just a number in his downline. And because of that, I just feel like I want to make him proud, you know? And it helps me understanding that this business is not just about your guy doing the number. I care about all of you. I pray that you don't quit, because I know this vehicle can deliver, but we cannot recruit for you. We cannot go out there and do one-on-one. We will be available to support you, but ultimately you have to do it. So what can you tell the people here, Clara, to know that the time where we're at, you just came back, hearing from corporate, talking about what's coming next? I mean, what can you tell these leaders, especially in the next October with all that's going on right now? What can you tell the leaders?
The, the best thing that happened to me is to committed to go to the events, to the company every single month. Of course, right now we have the biggest opportunity, that is October, to rebuild your team or still building. If you are building already, congratulations. So, but this is the best moment. It's the best moment to take leaders, people that they already ready to build and bring them to the company. They will see the vision, and they will see what they can do with this amazing opportunity. We don't have, Terry doesn't have to tell you, Clara doesn't have to tell you. No, it's all about the leaders that they are coming. That's why this time my commitment was to bring only leaders. I bring only leaders. People that they already know that they are ready in their mindset, and they are ready because they are hunger for this opportunity. And October is the best month to wear that ballet jacket and go with everything that we have, serve our team, and help them to see the vision. That's the only thing that you need to do. Invite the people and bring them to the company. For example, for people that they already are being in this business for for years, you already have the leaders. Probably they are right now not doing the business for any reason. Just invite them. Invite them. Tell them. Tell them that we have a great opportunity for everybody, and they already love Nu Skin. They are, for any reason, they are not here, but it doesn't matter. Just go and get them. Like invite them with love, and they will be coming to the company. And they will. This opportunity at this moment, it will change everybody's lives. And our team, Terry, the direction of our team is going to be, we will explode. Everybody will get everything that they need.
Okay, thank you so much, Clara. Team, I just want to re-edify, when Clara say, she went every month committing with me, because she said, I want to be team elite. I want to be a team elite by the end of 2025. But if she say, Terry, I'm, I'm going to do Nu Skin and c'est la vie, right? Then I'm not going to tell her come every month. So I'm not telling you that you need to come every month. But if you say, I'm so sick and tired that I want to, really break my own record, because Clara is already, blue diamond. She want to be team elite. And I know that to get to that next level, it's got to be like totally sink in, and the vision has to be so clear. And she has to really walk bold and courageous and vision, every single month. To have that to bring back to her team, to do the thing that she needs to do, without me being there. And so that's why I give her that challenge, just like I give the challenge to our first team elite, Liata Hunt, that she needs to show up every month. Same thing for Nate. And when the leaders stop coming to event, that's when the whole team suffer. And everybody start focus on negative and get into politics and, instead of focus on the vision. And so I say that to Clara. I'm not saying to Gigi. I'm not saying to you, Michelle, but if Michelle say, Terry, I want to be blue diamond next, year 2026, then I would say, okay, you serious about that? Then this is what I see you need to do. Right. And so team, don't get me wrong that I'm telling you, all of you to come every month. But if you have a goal and you committed to really rise up, then there are certain success demands certain things. And I say this to Claire because I know it demand that, so thank you so much, Clara. Thank you so much, team. And I'm counting all of you, okay? All of you on the Zoom here. I just took all your name, right? To get to October. Okay, either in the Latino event or the English live event. You call me, you let me know, Terry, I don't have a place. I put you in the Airbnb, whatever, okay? But you get your butt over to Utah, all right? So thank you so much. I love you all, team. Okay, because I make money when you order product, but you get to event, I don't make money, but I know in my heart it's gonna help you. It help you stay the course until payday.
Terry, Chivis is coming from the Zoom. Marta is coming. Elida is coming. Gigi is coming. And today we bought 2 tickets because they will go flying.
Yes. Well, I got special, gift for you guys, okay? Whoever show up to live English or live Latino, and then I will personally serve you. I will cook my favorite fish for you. At my Nu Skin mansion. All right. Love you all, team. Take care tomorrow.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you. Thank you, Clara.
Bring your guests. Okay, get me on. Okay.